Hi children, how are you? And welcome to 14th chapter. Yesterday we completed 13th chapter. Now in this topic we have to discuss about 14th chapter. Here the world between wars from 1900 to 1950 part 2. In the last class we discussed about the 13th chapter. That means same topic, the world between wars from 1900 to 1915 part 1. But in this chapter we have to discuss about part 2. See, here also we have discussed about the First World War and Second World War. But here particularly we have to discuss about 3 topics in this chapter. One is here Russia position after the First World War and up to the Second World War, and what is the position of Russia. Completely we have to discuss about the country of Russia. And the second topic is the worldwide Great Depression, and particularly what is the position of America. So we have discussed this topic. And next one, Nazi party situation, Nazism in Germany. Now we have to discuss about these 3 topics in this chapter. So that is a lesson name is the world between wars from 1900 to 1950 part 2. Here first of all we have to discuss about Russian socialist revolution. You know, in Russia 2 great revolutions also started. The first one is 1905 Russian Revolution. Already we completed this 1905 Russian Revolution. Next one is 1917 Russian Revolution. In the year 1917, here we must see 2 great revolutions in this country level. One is 1917 March Revolution. The second one is 1917 November Revolution. Now we have discussed about Russian Socialist Revolution. You know, Russia will give more importance to communism, or also their main aim was only one, to achieve socialistic pattern of society here. Here already I told about this. In Russia the kings were known as Tsars. Tsars means here the nothing but kings. Here see, Tsarist Russia was a vast landmass spread over 2 continents and making it a Euro-Asian power. You know, Russia is a vast country. It is located in both continents, in Asia, in Europe. Here we must see the country of Russia. But if you take the population, majority population also there in the European continent. But if you take the land is also there in Asian continent. Thus Russia is located in both continents, Europe and Asia. So that's why it is called Eurasia. Here Tsarist Russia, that is, was a vast landmass spread over the 2 continents. That means Russia is also located in both continents, in Europe, in Asia. It is one of the largest countries in the world level. Not only one of the largest countries, it is the largest country in the world in area level. Thus Russia is also located in both continents, in Asia and in Europe. But here, so that's why this is called Euro-Asian power. It had the 3rd largest population in the world, that is 156 million after China and India. Actually this is a wrong matter, but in our textbook they mention 156 million population. But you know, 156 million population means that is 15.6 crores. But you know, which is the largest country in the world level in population? Yes, correct. China is the largest country. You know how much population also there in the country of China according to 2011 census? Yes, correct. 134 crore population also there in this country of China. Next country in population, which is the 2nd largest country? Yes, correct. India is the 2nd largest country in the world in population. You know how much population also there according to 2011 census in India? Yes, correct. 121 crore population. Yes. Here in the world level, here China is the largest country in the population with 134 crores. Next one, India is the 2nd largest country in the world level in the population with 121 crores. After that, America also will contain more population, approximately 35 above crores also there, between 35 and 40 crores population also there in the country of USA. When that time, how is this possible? Russia is the third largest country in the population level, but in textbook they mention like that. So it is the third largest population in the world with 15.6 crores or 156 million population. That means after China and India, Russia is the third largest country in the world, but actually it is totally wrong. But in our textbook they mention like this: with 156 million population, Russia is the third largest country in the world level. Okay, whatever be, according to our textbook, Russia is the third largest population country in the total world level after, yes, China and India. Now it comprised of several nations like the Russia, Ukraine, Uzbekistan, next Kazakhstan and Tajikistan and Turkmenia, etc. like that. So these all countries also are there in this country of Russia. That means, Russia generally it is called USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. During Lenin period, these 15 countries also became one. So with these 15 countries formed as USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. That several countries are also there in this country of Russia. So these are some important countries: Russia, Ukraine, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan and Tajikistan and Turkmenia, etc. Like that 15 countries also there in this group. These all 15 countries are commonly known as USSR. That is, what is meant by USSR? You expand USSR? Yes, correct. Union of, yes, correct, Soviet Socialist Republics. Thus here 15 countries also will come under this category. That means Russia is a combination of 15 countries. So thus Russia also became one of the important countries in the total world level. And next one, here see, the livelihood of most Russians was derived from agriculture, and control over land was the basic cause for struggle between peasants and feudal lords. Here in Russia, the majority people are depending on only on agriculture. Not only in Russian country, you take any country in the world level, almost in all countries the people entirely depending on agriculture sector. Even you take our India also, majority people are depending on agriculture sector only. Once upon a time 90% people depending on agriculture sector. Later, due to the development of science and technology, the people are going to secondary sector and service sector. But even today, compared to here India or compared to some other countries, the majority people totally depending on agriculture sector only. Here when that time, during that period, the majority people totally depending on agriculture sector only. But here, land was under the control of feudal lords only, or also under the control of rich persons only. There is no land to common people. So that is the situation in this country of Russia. So that's why the war is also there between, or also the struggle is also there between feudal lords and farmers. So always they are fighting with each other on account of this land. But even the kings also gave more importance to feudal lords only, but not to the common people. Thus the majority land is also there under the control of feudal lords and also under the control of the rich persons. So that's why always you must see the struggle between peasants and feudal lords. Here peasants is nothing but farmers. That is the main problem in this country of Russia. The feudal lords owned most of the lands and most peasants paid the rent for the land they tilled. Actually here the total or the majority land is also under the control of feudal lands. But the feudal lands can't do the work in this field. They will give the lands to the peasants. So the peasants, after producing the production, the peasants have to pay some taxes to the feudal lords. So that is the situation in this country of Russia. Not only in this country of Russia, when the time almost in all countries you see the same situation. Actually the total land is there in the hands of feudal lords only. Even the kings also gave full cooperation to feudal lords. Thus for the first time here you see this type of situation in this country of Russia. And next one here, Tsar Nicholas II, he was the last king of Russia, The Tsar Nicholas II ruled over his vast Russian empire like any autocrat with the help of the army and bureaucracy. Here, like other kings, here also Tsar Nicholas II, the last Tsar, also the last king, also ruled the total country by taking helping nature from army, from bureaucracy. You know, army is, you know very well about army. What is army? But bureaucracy means what? The highest officers in the country level. For example, if you take our country of India at present, like IAS, IPS officers, superior officers, so group 1 officer, like that here. Here bureaucracy means the highest positioned people, like that in our India, IAS officers, IPS officers, like that. By the time, with the help of this bureaucracy and also army, the king ruled the total country of Russia, that too in a autocratic manner, not in a good manner. He became the dictator in the country of Russia. So in a dictator manner, he ruled the total country of Russia. So that is here. Thus, the Tsar Nicholas II ruled over his vast Russian empire like any autocrat with the help of army and bureaucracy. But he did not give any good administration in this country level. For example, if you give, that is, if you will give the good administration, we can't see any problem in the country level. So that's why the people got angry and also they killed Nicholas II at last. But here, the Russian economy was bled in the extreme by the World War. Here blood is nothing but totally ruined here. That means during the First World War, Russian army also participated in this war, but Russia also put more investment in the war field. Thus, by giving lot of amount to this war, it became very poor country also. Thus, for the first time, Russia lost more amount or also more money in this First World War. Thus, Russian economy was also became very poor economy in the total world level during the First World War. The Russian army was the largest in the world before the First World War. Yet, by 1917, the Russia had lost 2 million soldiers and civilians and became the biggest losser of human lives in the World War. You know, Russian army was a very large army in the total world level. But you know, you take any other country, we can't see such army, such strength in other countries. Thus, before the First World War, Russian army is a very vast army. But unfortunately, during the First World War, a number of soldiers also died, a number of people also died during the First World War. Approximately here, you must see 2 million means approximately 20 lakhs either soldiers or people died in this country. Thus, Russia also became very poor and also it may lost more army on account of this First World War. Thus, even a number of people also died. Officially, we may see these calculations, but unofficially, we can't say unofficially. So that's why here, officially they gave the report like this, approximately 20 lakhs people also died. But unofficially, some more also, we may see some more people. Whatever may be, during the First World War, Russian army also totally died and also number of people also died. Approximately 20 lakhs of people also died in this country level. Here, the diversion of food to the war front led to the shortage in the cities level. Actually, when the First World War began in the year 1914, what happened? Even due to some reasons, Russia also participated in this war. But approximately some lakhs of army also participated in this war. By the time compulsory, the government has to provide the food items to these people. Thus, the total food grains went to the army field only, but not to the common people. Even the government also supplied more food grains to the army only. Thus, for the first time, the food items also diverted from government to army field. Thus, for the first time, the government gave more food grains to the army. Why? Because daily here, a number of people have to participate in this war. Approximately 20 lakhs people or 20 lakhs total army also died, means how much food grains we have to give to the army. Thus, by giving this lot of food grains to the army field, even in the country level, the food shortage also began. On March 8, 1917, around 10,000 women of the capital, that is Saint Petersburg, took out a procession demanding peace and bread. Here, when the First World War began in the year 1914, the government also did not take seriously in this country level. But later, a number of soldiers also participated. They supplied total food grains to the army only, but not to the common people. Here, common people are suffering from food. Now in circumstances what happened? Even number of times here the people requested the government to arrange the food grains, but the government did not give any importance to the common people. They gave more importance to the war field only. Thus they supplied more food grains to the soldiers only, but not to the common people. In these circumstances what happened? On one day, that is 8th March 1917. You know, 8th March means what? What importance is also there here to the 8th March. Yes, 8th March. What is the importance of 8th March? Yes, correct. International Women's Day. On the day what happened? So 8th March is International Women's Day. On 8th March 1917, that is in the capital city level, when the time St. Petersburg was the capital of Russia. So in this St. Petersburg city, only one woman also started the strike. Later, a number of people also joined with her. Later, it became a great revolution in this country level. So that woman demanded only peace and bread, not the victory in the war. Here, number of people are suffering from food. So that's why always they wanted food grains only, but not but not victory in the war. Either we may defeat or we may achieve victory. That is out of question. But first of all, the people wanted only the food grains in this country level. Thus, for the first time on March 8th, 1917, approximately 10,000 women also started the strike because they wanted peace and bread only, but not the victory in the war. Later, a number of people also participated. Later, workers joined them in this protest. Actually, here, till now, there are no workers in the revolution activities, but for the first time, a number of sections also gave full cooperation to the king. Thus, for the first time, the workers also participated, they gave full cooperation to her. Thus, it became a very, very large revolution in this country level. Another word here, at the protest in the capital, Tsar Nicholas II ordered the army to suppress the demonstrators even by firing at them. Here, unnerved means to weak the situation. The king also gave orders to the army to kill all the people. Actually, the king also did not take seriously all these items, but at last it became very, very serious problem in this country level. Okay, later the king also decided to suppress these all activities. For that purpose, immediately when this revolution also started, he gave orders to the army to kill all the people who participated in this activity. But here what happened? Either fortunately or unfortunately, the soldiers also gave full cooperation to the people only. And even here, the soldiers also did not give any importance to king. They also gave indirect support to the people only. Thus, these activities also totally failed by the king. So that is the situation in this country level. The beginning is here, when the first order began, the government supplied total food grains to the soldiers only. But when the time the food shortage began in the country level, but number of times the people requested the government to arrange the food grains, but the king also did not give any importance to common people, but he totally neglected the common people. In these circumstances, one woman also started the strike in this country level, but it became very serious revolution. Later, approximately 10,000 women also participated. At last, they demanded only the food and bread only, the food and peace only, but not the victory in the war. But even the king also gave orders to army to kill all these people. But fortunately, the soldiers also gave indirect support to the people only. That is situation in this country level. Just here, in just 2 days, the situation went so much out of hand that the Tsar abdicated, and also non-aristocratic Russians made a provisional government. Okay, the king also did not take seriously, and also he gave orders to army to kill all the people, but already told about this. Fortunately, the soldiers also gave full cooperation to the people. But here the Tsar also totally tried to suppress the situation, but there is no other alternative to Tsar Nicholas II. Why? Because already the people also became one. Even the soldiers also gave full cooperation to the people only. Now in these circumstances, not finding any other alternative, the king totally fled away to other areas. But here, after that situation, the common people established provisional government in this country. Well, here provisional is nothing but temporary government. The people also became one. They arranged temporary government in this country. Well, so this was the first Russian Revolution of 1917, and it was called the March Revolution. So this is the first revolution in the year 1917. But already I told about this. In the year 1905, a a great revolution occurred. That is called 1905 Russian Revolution. It is also known as Bloody Sunday. But in the year 1917, for the first time, once again great revolution occurred. That is called 1917 Russian Revolution. This revolution started in the month of March only, according to Gregorian calendar. So that's why this is called 1917 March Revolution. Just only one woman also started the strike. Later, a number of people also gave full cooperation to her. At last, it became the March Revolution. So this is the March Revolution, 1917 March Revolution. Next, you may see another great revolution in the same year. That is called 1917 November Revolution. Here, you may see the Red Square. A majority people also may do the strike in front of this Red Square only. So, in our country level, Delhi city, Jantar Mantar is also there, and some other places also there. Like that here, it is one of the important places in this country of Russia. Here, if any problem is also there, the people also will come to this area. They may do the strike in front of this Red Square only. This is the Red Square area in the country of Russia. Here, the Bolsheviks marching on Red Square, Russian Revolution of 1917. So that is a picture. Next one, already I told about this. In the month of March, one great revolution started. That is called 1917 March Revolution. Next, we have discussed about another great revolution in the same year, in the year 1917. That is called 1917 October Revolution or 1917 November Revolution. Here, why we are telling October and November Revolution? In Russia, two calendars also there. In Russia, actually, old calendar is also after 1918. Again, they followed our same calendar. Generally, almost all countries are following Gregorian calendar. But up to 1st February 1918, Russia following Julian calendar. So Russia calendar is 13 days behind to our international calendar. Almost all countries are following only the Gregorian calendar, but Russia is following Julian calendar. So according to Russian calendar, that is October month. According to our calendar, that is November month. So that is the difference between October and November. October Revolution means that is Russian calendar. November Revolution means that is our Indian calendar. So once again, according to Russian calendar, that is October Revolution. According to our calendar, that is November Revolution. A bigger revolution was made later in the October 1917, and it was not spontaneous. Suddenly it did not begin, but already some pre-plans also there. According to that plan only, the people started the strikes only. But spontaneously means here not estimated, because the people are ready to fight against the government. So that's why intentionally the people also started this strike. So once again a big revolution also started in the month of October, in the month of November in the year 1917. The liberals and aristocrats who ruled Russia after the abdication of the Tsar decided to continue the war to preserve the honor of the fatherland. Here, okay, whatever may be, this revolution also started. At last, the king also tried to suppress the revolution, but the king totally failed. Later, he abdicated the throne and also he fled away to other countries. Already in the beginning I told about this. Here, the people established here one provisional government. But in this provisional government, the liberals also participated, even a number of people also participated. But generally what happened here? Here the liberals also and aristocrats also did not satisfied with this revolution. Once again they tried to establish their kingdom in this country level. Once again these persons also decided to arrange the kingdom here in this country level. once again they decided to give the chance to Nicholas II. Here, the liberals and aristocrats who ruled Russia after the abdication of the Tsar and decided to continue the war to preserve the honor of the fatherland. Here, fatherland means their own land. Now, we may call motherland, or they are called fatherland. Here, the liberals and aristocrats also did not satisfied with this provisional government. Once again, they decided to establish Tsar rule in this country level. Thus, for the first time, once again these people also decided to fight against the provisional government. Here, fatigued by military reverses and upset at economic shortages, the common people did not want the war. Here, fatigued is nothing but here defeated. Here, already here the king also totally defeated, he fled away to other countries. Thus, for the first time, the king also totally defeated, he fled away to other countries. But these persons also did not satisfied in this war. So, because the people also did not satisfied with this war, the people are not ready to participate once again in the war. Now, in the circumstances, even Russian economy is also it became very weak economy, and it became very poor economy also. In these circumstances, the common people are not ready to participate in this war. But here, they began organizing themselves in councils which were called Soviets. Here, the people are not ready to participate in this war. But already some liberals, some aristocrats are also ready to fight against this provisional government. But the people are not ready to fight against the government. So, that's why here they formed some councils. Here, councils means nothing but some organizations, also some groups or some unions. These are called Soviets in this country level. You see, in our country level, one organization or also one society or also one group. Like that here in Russia, the common people formed some societies. Also in these societies, you may see some groups also. For example, such societies of soldiers, industrial workers, and also people in rural areas were the expression of common people's power, which was channelized by a group of Russian Communist Party called Bolsheviks. Here, Soviets are nothing but some organizations. For example, all soldiers also will come under one group, that is Soldiers Soviet. Next one, all industrial workers also will come under one group, that is called Industrial Workers Soviet. In the same way, people who are living in the rural areas, those people also will come under one group, that is called Rural People Soviet. So, soldiers also will come under one group, that is called Soldiers Union or Soldiers Soviet. Industrial workers also will come under one group, that is called Industrial Workers Soviet. In the same way, who are living in the rural areas, those people also will come under one group, that is called Rural Areas People Group. Like that, some Soviets also came to existence. Here, they tried to change the situation in this country level. First of all, they wanted some items in this country level. Who will solve their problems? They will give full cooperation to those persons only. Thus, for the first time, Bolshevik party gave more importance to these all activities. Particularly, they gave more importance to common people. Before, the king also did not give, that means the Tsar did not give any importance to common people. So, that's why they are not giving any support to the Tsar. Now, in these circumstances, for the first time, Lenin established Bolshevik party in the year 1903. So, he gave more importance to common people. Particularly, he gave more importance to labor class people only. Thus, for the first time, a number of people gave full cooperation to Bolshevik party. Thus, within short time, Bolshevik party also became very famous party in this country. At last, by using all the Soviets, he came to power in the year 1917. So, that is the situation in this country of Russia. Now, I will ask some questions from this topic. Here, you must see one calendar also here, the date of the Russian Revolution. Before here, then we had discussed about Russian calendar, the date of the Russian Revolution. You know, already I told about this. Russia followed Julian calendar until 1st February 1918. You must see the difference between India and some other countries. Like that here, between Russia and some other countries may see this calendar difference. The country then changed to the Gregorian calendar, which is followed everywhere today. The Gregorian dates are 13 days ahead of the Julian dates. So, by our calendar, the February Revolution took place on 12th March and October Revolution took place on 7th November. Here already we discussed about this topic also. Here Russian calendar is called Julian calendar, but other countries' calendar are called Gregorian calendar. But until 1st February 1918, Russia followed only Julian calendar. But after the date, here Russia followed same our calendar. Now today, almost in all countries, you must see the common calendar. But until 1st February 1918, Russia followed Julian calendar only. But Russian dates are totally different. Here 13 days behind to our calendar. So Russian calendar is 13 days behind to our international calendar. So according to these dates, February Revolution means in the country of Russia it is called February Revolution. In other countries it is called March Revolution. This happened on 12th March. That is called March Revolution. But in Russia it is called February Revolution. But here next one is October Revolution or November Revolution. Year is common, 1917. According to Russian calendar, in the month of October, the revolution also started. So that's why that is called October Revolution in the country of Russia. But in our country level, according to our calendar, that is 7th November. So this revolution also began on 7th November. So that's why this is called November Revolution. According to Russian calendar, that is called October Revolution. But according to our calendar or other countries' calendar, that is called November Revolution. So that is the dates difference. Now later I will ask some questions. Russia. In population, which is the largest country in the world level? Yes, China is the largest country with 134 crores. After China, which is the second largest country in the population? Yes, India is the second largest country. But according to our textbook, which is the third largest country in the world in population? Yes, correct. With 156 million population, Russia is the third largest country in the world level. Okay. In which year the first world began? That's right, correct. 1914, first world began and ended. Yes, correct. 1918, the first world completely ended. Okay. Before the First World War, how many soldiers also participated from Russian country during the war? Approximately yes, 20 lakhs also participated here. Here in Russia, we must see two great revolutions in the year 1917, 1917. What are the two great revolutions? One is March Revolution, yes correct. Second one is, yes correct, November Revolution. Okay. Russian calendar is called, what is the name of Russian calendar until 1st February 1918? Yes correct, Julian calendar. And other countries' calendars, okay? Other countries' calendar, what is the name of other countries' calendar? Yes correct, yes, Gregorian calendar. So that is the situation. And what happened after this situation? You know, again, USSR. How many countries are also there in this USSR found by Russia? Russia is the main country. Totally, how many countries are there? Yes, correct. 15 countries are there in this USSR. In which year USSR formed, you know? Yes, correct. 1924. USSR formed by Lenin only. Who is Lenin? What is the original name of Lenin? You know, already we completed. Yes, Lenin. Original name was, yes correct, Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov. Okay. He became the Prime Minister of Russia which year? In which year he became the Prime Minister of Russia? Yes correct, 1917. 1917 he became the Prime Minister of Russia.